It's great to be here. I see a lot of familiar faces in the audience, some people that have been with us for several years. And personally, for me, this is the fourth time that I'm getting to do this at Cultivate. The first year was kind of a wash. It was during COVID. Many of you might remember that. We did it virtually. 2 years ago, we actually did this in Napa, and I recall, at least with several of you, having a glass of wine. Last year, we did this in San Francisco. And if you see a trend, this is starting to get to a shorter and shorter commute for me. This year, we're doing it in Menlo Park. I live in the next town over. This is kind of like Mark Zuckerberg's backyard right now, right? I mean, we're surrounded by Meta on all sides. So maybe next year we can do this in my backyard. Me and about 1,000 of my best friends in HR technology. I don't quite have that size of backyard, so we'll have to put a pin in that. It's a good idea, but it doesn't quite make the roadmap. So I want to sort of reflect in the last year of innovation at Eightfold, right? It's been a really, really exciting year for us. We did a lot of different things, but I just want to highlight a couple of different pieces of innovation. We launched Eightfold Intelligent Experience last year. This was a complete redesign of our design system. This is the core guts of what makes our product what it is. It's what you see, it's what you touch, it's what you feel. It basically was a design system built from the ground up for the AI age. And we've pushed this out across many of the products that you use today: talent acquisition, talent management. And this is not a process that's complete. We're going to continue to roll out new features when it comes to intelligent experience. And we're excited to bring these innovations to you. It's an iterative process. The second was a really exciting new category that we launched last year. So I don't know if you know this, but we work with some of the largest services companies in the world. And they have this really interesting problem, which is all of their business is about moving the right people to the right problems. Many of these companies operate in an old-fashioned way, right? Which is they have people that are effectively, whose job it is to staff these project teams. Well, we came in with AI and skills as basically the framework. And with the ability to press a button and to create these project teams effectively in real time. Now, we're actually live with resource management with some of the largest services companies on the planet at the moment. Really, really exciting application of our technology, and it's one that I'm super, super proud that we took to market. Now, in terms of looking forward to the kinds of problems that many of the customers are facing today, we know that the last few years have been incredibly challenging, right? Many of you, in the conversations I've been having with you, have been mentioning the kinds of things that you're being asked to do today, right? You just survived COVID, you survived the Great Resignation, you've survived quiet quitting and all these other trends that are going on in our space. But now your CEOs are looking at you and saying, I need you to do more with less, many times. They're asking you about how you can adjust to the economic cycles. How do you execute the right people strategy when the business is changing in a dramatic fashion? You're getting asked about a bunch of questions related to how do you ensure equity in the workforce when it comes to career opportunities that your people are asking for. You're getting asked questions about how can you get to the next level of productivity growth within the organization. I think Josh just showed some incredible stats. Netflix is one of our customers, and obviously incredible achievements, what they've been able to do. And that's the sort of innovation that we need to continue to perform for you as our customers. So when we go back and start thinking about how we can solve this, we as the creators of this category of talent intelligence have been working to expand the platform. Over the last year, this platform has scaled now in terms of just the volume of data that it has. Every single customer that comes onto our platform brings with it its unique understanding of its own industry, data related to people, all of the data related to skills. And over the last year, we have enhanced this platform to collect more data when it comes to the types of user interactions that are happening on our platform. We have gone from a place where we used to primarily solve individual intelligence, navigating the right person to the right place at the right time, towards organizational intelligence, which is about taking companies to the right place. And let me share a little bit more about this. So as you can see, our platform today has become incredibly sophisticated. This is the most sophisticated talent intelligence platform on the market today. We definitely started out in talent acquisition. Those of you that have been with us for 4+ years know this. It's an area that we have a lot of expertise. Over the last few years, we've added talent management to help companies navigate talent to the right place in their organization. Talent Flex, so that you can apply the same AI technology to effectively hire contractors as well, not just full-time employees. And resource management, which is really about optimizing the people that you have against the problems that you face in the future. Now, you heard our co-founder and co-CEO talk yesterday about our vision when it comes to Copilot and generative AI. This has been a transformative technology in our industry, and we've been innovating at the top of our stack, thinking about ways in which we could dramatically increase productivity for all of the contingencies that we develop our products for. But I actually want to start out by talking about something that is much more recent, which is talent design. Now, last year, if you were here at Cultivate, you saw us bring to market the first skills-based planning solution on the market. This year, we're taking it to the next level by effectively packaging all of the tools that you need to build that skills-based organization that everybody's been talking about. You can identify the people with the right skills. You can identify the right roles within your industry. You can use market insights to understand skill trends within your industry and figure out how you should navigate to the future of any role at your company. You can benchmark these skills, effectively pull them into your platform using a sophisticated system that we have for managing roles, and you can effectively create a library of these roles that you then use to drive to the future of the organization. I want to actually show you how this works in practice. So let's actually look at an example. So this is a manufacturing company. It operates in the manufacturing vertical, a mythical company. And basically, it manufactures foods and beverages. And if you go into the platform here, an HR professional will be able to effectively research the industry, understand all of the skill trends that are building in this industry in terms of the roles that are growing the fastest within the industry, the skills that are trending within the industry. You have the ability, if you want to dig into a specific role, with our Market Insights platform, you can dive into Blender Operator, which I didn't know existed. You now have the ability to understand what are the top skills that are being asked for in this industry when it comes to hiring Blender operators, see recommendations from our talent intelligence platform of the new skills that you should be adding, the ability to then save this into your platform with just a few clicks. And then if you have Blender operators within your company, you can start to do transformational work related to creating the right roles, the right skills, and effectively moving people towards the skills of the future in this organization. We've also connected this to our skills-based talent planning tool. And as you can see, you can make transformations happen within the organization. You can create plans for what the future of a particular part of the organization looks like, or the company as a whole. What this allows you to do is use talent intelligence to drive transformation in a specific way across the organization and have that reflected in the lives of every single employee once you actually make this happen. And in this case, I've identified a couple of people, Madison and Jackson, that can potentially do this Blender operator role at my company. That's the power of talent intelligence realized when it comes to skills-based talent planning. Now, what's really interesting here is that this product is in use across our customer base today. It's in early access at the moment, and it'll be generally available in just a few months. So if this is something that you're interested in, reach out to your Eightfold rep, and I'm sure that they'll tell you a lot more about it. The second part that I want to navigate to is expanding on the vision that we started with Ashu's talk on Copilot. And this is an area, obviously, that I'm sure you have heard a lot about when it comes to all of the developments that are happening in this industry related to Copilot. Now, last year, if you were at this conference, you saw that we were here and we talked about some of the incredible things that the first generation of our Copilots were able to do. They were able to do the obvious stuff, including writing job descriptions. They were able to generate emails, campaign copy, all of the obvious things that you would expect with generative AI basically bursting onto the scenes. But obviously, our vision for the space is much bigger. And what we've realized is that it's really about unlocking productivity, taking tasks that were incredibly difficult for humans to achieve in the past and using the technology where it makes sense to effectively automate these steps. So I want to show you one example, and I know this is, obviously an example that may resonate with all of us because at some points in our lives we've been job seekers. We've actually had to go through the hard steps of what it takes to find a job. So here's a job seeker. They come to a personalized career site that Eightfold provides, and the traditional way would be that they'd simply drop in a resume or basically click on a job and apply to a job. But what if I need a little bit more assistance? What if I don't have a resume? That's the sort of problem that we can actually solve with this technology now. What you're about to see are capabilities that are actually live with several of our customers right now. You can go in, you can have a conversation with the Eightfold Copilot. You can provide it information like a zip code. You can provide it with a handful of skills that you possess. In this case, it's a UX designer that's actually looking for a job. You can then basically say, I don't actually have a resume. And you can build one in real time. The ability to go in and previously what would be a dead end from a user experience perspective turns into a conversation. And in just a few answers, you will see that the Copilot can construct a beautiful resume that the job seeker can take with them. They can effectively use this for applying to the job that they were just considering. They can reformat it if they choose. There are multiple formats to choose from. And with a few more taps, they have the ability to apply to any job, including the job that they were just considering. This entire workflow that I just described is reality right now. It's in early access with our customers, and it'll be available very soon for everyone to adopt on their personalized career sites. And as you can see in this case, the job seeker will be done with one more tap, and their application will be submitted. And that's the power of what the kinds of technology that we're bringing. But obviously, our ambitions in this space are a lot bigger than just simply enabling Copilot on Eightfold. If you were here yesterday, and if you weren't hiding under a rock, you heard a little bit about our co-founder's vision here. Copilot is going to provide capabilities that go across the entire life cycle of the employee, the entire life cycle of recruiters, the entire life cycle of managers, of HR professionals. It's going to connect in to all of the tools underneath your HR technology stack. Now, Eightfold, for the last 7 years as a company, has been doing this every single day. We integrate your HR technology into our platform. We have connections with your applicant tracking systems, your HRISs, your learning systems, and a whole host of other capabilities. You will be able to do the kinds of things that weren't possible a few months ago. You can simply type in a query, and the Copilot will respond. For example, if you're an employee that's onboarding onto the company for the first time, and you have a question about the benefits, you can ask that question, and the Copilot will respond. If you are someone that's been at the company for 3 years, and you're looking for your next opportunity, you can use the power of our AI to suggest the right opportunities for you. If you are a recruiter, and you're trying to effectively navigate a particular recruiting situation while you're on the go, you can do that simply through chat. And just to show you what this is capable of, I'm going to actually go back to the example that we covered yesterday. A recruiter that is simply trying to create a new position that they're going to hire for, a new requisition, the ability with a natural language query for the Eightfold Copilot to really understand the intent of the user, and then to navigate all of the complex steps and actions that need to happen, and then execute those actions. In this case, in success factors, the creation of a requisition, the creation of a job description, all in a single place with a single line of text. That's the true potential of this technology. And not only can you do this, you can also use it to advance candidates, you can use it to trigger offers, you can use it to trigger background screening on different people. And all of this is obviously possible. It's just scratching the surface for what's possible with this technology. In the future, you will be able to effectively architect really complex flows, right? If you want to make sure that a recruiting, for example, scheduling an interview with an individual, If you want to get a manager's opinion on a candidate, all of this can be managed simply by chatting through Microsoft Teams, through Slack. By the way, we don't take sides in that fight. It's available, right, within the context of that. And here's the best part. All of this will be available to our customers in early access in September. So if you'd like to partner with us and effectively build the future of what we think is the future of HR technology, come partner with us on this. Now, I want to move to the third part of my presentation, which is going back to Eightfold's roots, which is talent acquisition. Now, talent acquisition is an area that many of you know Eightfold for, right? This is an area where we started. We historically built a lot of capabilities in the space. And one of the things that we've been doing is partnering with a lot of you in some of the talent acquisition challenges you've been having. A lot of the focus here has been on efficiency, how we can make sure that your recruiting teams are able to recruit faster, reduce the time to hire, be more efficient, drive more acquisitions. But there's been one part of the talent acquisition space that, it's kind of been forgotten. It's one that's been lacking innovation for a lot of years. In fact, you might even say it's the fax machine of the space. Funnily enough, even the vendors that build these systems actually claim not to build them. It's been that sort of space, right? They don't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole. And yet, it is a very critical part of an organization's workflow. So if you think about it, right, like a typical recruiting workflow starts out with a requisition being created in the applicant tracking system. And then effectively the workflow moves into Eightfold for most of our customers, where they're able to then navigate a candidate through the entire flow. They can screen candidates, they can figure out the right ones, they can schedule interviews, they can take them through the entire process, and when they get to offer, they have to go back to the applicant tracking system, make offers, and then onboard candidates. But what if there was a better way to do this? What if there was one unified system that brought all these workflows together, that made it possible for you to do this with the power of AI, that made it possible for you to take candidates through these flows much, much faster? What if there was a way to completely rethink this architecture? Well, the answer is that we've introduced Eightfold Talent Tracking as of yesterday. It is the first AI-native applicant tracking system in the market. It rethinks this entire workflow. It rethinks how your talent acquisition teams can recruit faster. It basically is not just an applicant tracking system. It's not a better fax machine. It's the first AI-native applicant tracking system. It has an inbuilt capability where you can use AI co-pilots across the entire workflow. It has a user experience that is really focused on the recruiter. It makes sure that you can effectively use the right tools for the workflows that you're in. You don't have to use another CRM. The CRM is built in. You don't need to use a different workflow engine. All the workflows are built in. And effectively, it includes enterprise-grade compliance. We've thought about that from the ground up, and we're super proud of what we are taking to market here. Effectively, this will enable the end-to-end of recruiting to actually happen completely on Eightfold. You don't have to swivel chair into a different platform. Your recruiters will be able to go from starting a requisition to onboarding your employees in one single platform. I want to actually start with some examples of what you're going to see, because I know what I'm putting out there, it seems really, really difficult to pull off. So let's start out with the first capability that it offers that is truly unique, and that is an end-to-end AI-powered candidate experience that goes all the way from discovery of jobs, finding the jobs using AI, to actually being onboarded as a candidate. So let's see how this is going to work in practice. What we now have the ability to do is for the candidate to apply, and instead of the application ending up in a third-party applicant tracking system, you will have the option of capturing that on Eightfold Talent Tracking. An end-to-end experience where a candidate can apply, they get a notification if they're so lucky that they have an interview coming up. They can come back and understand what the interview actually looks like, even get prep advice related to the interview, understand the panel that they're going to be meeting, centralized in a single place, and if they're, again, so lucky, they get a job offer in the platform. The ability to then see what that job offer entails, visualization in terms of compensation, the ability to then decide whether they accept the offer, and in this case, the candidate did, and then trigger onboarding at the company, also in a single place. Whether that's a background check, whether that is onboarding onto payroll at your company, all of this can happen on a single platform with a single set of steps, and the candidate has a complete experience, the ability to go from discovery to onboarding on a single platform. Again, we're super excited that the AI starts the entire process and improves it through the entire flow for the candidate. We haven't forgotten the recruiters, obviously, which are the core users of this platform. And one of the things that we are bringing to market, which is truly unique, is the Eightfold Shared Network. We serve many companies and many customers in the public domain, including major states in the United States. And the whole objective of these companies and these organizations is really about helping their candidates find jobs. Those candidates, including other candidates that companies contribute to the network, will be available as part of the Eightfold Shared Network, and also paired with powerful co-pilot capabilities. So let's see how this actually looks like in practice. Every requisition on the platform starts out not from zero, but with thousands of candidates that are available as part of the Eightfold Shared Network. This will be available to all our customers that choose to opt in. You also have Copilot to help you screen and narrow down the applicants that you're getting in a dynamic fashion. Not just taking into account the skills that you ask for in the requisition, but the skills of the actual applicant pool. You can see the potential matches that come up as a result of that dynamic filtering, the ability to then decide which of the 20 candidates in this case I'm going to take forward, and then effectively dispose of the other candidates that we're not taking forward. All done through automation and saving the recruiter time that it takes to actually screen these profiles. Again, an incredibly powerful capability that we think is going to improve recruiting efficiency in the market. We are also bringing a very consistent end-to-end experience here for seamless hiring. So I talked about IX at the beginning of the conversation, intelligent experience. That is a core part of the solution. At any time within the recruiting flow, you can drag and drop people into the right steps in the recruiting process. And there's a powerful set of workflow automation that will kick in. So in this case, if a candidate is advanced to an interview step, the interview automations will kick in and will move candidates faster and faster to the funnel. We also have the ability to basically configure this product for high-volume hiring, the ability to skip steps and to architect an incredibly efficient recruiting process, all in a single platform. But I think I've actually saved the best for the last, which is one of the problems that I keep hearing from many of our customers is it's really difficult to understand how to avail skills-based compensation. It's a buzzword. It's been in the industry for a while. Many people have been thinking about it. Well, I'm here to tell you that Eightfold Talent Tracking includes compensation analytics and skills-based compensation out of the box. So let me show you how this is going to work, because this is an incredible game changer for the industry. When you're about to make an offer to a candidate, Eightfold will suggest the right compensation ranges for the candidate. It'll allow you to deep dive into the compensation for the individual, and it'll bring to the fore our math score, which takes skills of the candidate into account, and will suggest where they should fall within the range. You can see accepted offers, declined offers, based on the math score. This is the first iteration of skills-based compensation in practice, in reality, and we're excited to bring it to market. So I just want to summarize what you've seen, which is Eightfold Talent Tracking is the first native AI applicant tracking system on the planet. It includes Copilot capability that allows you to navigate your candidates faster through the funnel. It includes an AI-powered candidate experience that the candidate obviously benefits from in finding the right jobs at the company. It includes skills-based compensation out of the box, and includes also the full-stack talent acquisition platform that we have built as a company, including a CRM, including the screening tools, including the workflow automation that I just talked about. This is the most powerful talent acquisition platform on the planet right now, bar none. I'm super excited to bring it to market. And the good news is this solution is already live with select clients at the moment. It's available in early access today, and it'll be generally available in September this year. So coming soon to the market, and we're looking forward to partnering with many of you and really improving the efficiency of your recruiting processes. Now, I also want to say that we know that there are a lot of our clients that are using Eightfold in a different fashion. And I want to say that we are not going to effectively forget the way that you use Eightfold, right? So you have a choice now on the Eightfold platform. If you want the power of the native AI ATS, you can use Eightfold Talent Tracking. But if you are happy with the way that your applicant tracking systems are supporting you today with all the customizations and all the configurations that you have in there, Eightfold Talent Acquisition will continue to work the way it does today, and a lot of the innovations that we have brought to market will show up here as well. So we're looking forward to partnering with you regardless of what workflow you choose. It's going to be your choice. I just want to quickly summarize what I've walked through in the last 30 minutes, which is talent design is a solution that's available to you to build the skills-based organization of the future. It gives you the tools to use market insights, to create the future of roles within your organization, to use skills-based talent planning as a way to navigate to future. And depending on the phase of your organization, the life cycle of your company, this may be a great solution for what you're trying to do. I've had many conversations with several of you at the conference, and it seemed like this is a solution that you were considering, given the life cycle of your company. Eightfold Copilot, that's the true vision of connecting all of your HR technology investments together under one umbrella with a single interface that allows you to have the ability to get any answer, drive any change within the underlying systems that you possess. Early access for this begins in September. And then finally, talent tracking, the most sophisticated, the most detailed capabilities in talent acquisition ever created. That's available right now in early access and generally available in September. So with that, I'd like to say thank you, and I look forward to building the right career for everyone in the world with your support. Thank you.